Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and welcome to Entry Channel. This is Ashima, and in this video we're going to talk about BRICS Summit 2020, which was the 12th summit. Right, the 12th BRICS Summit was held recently and it has made quite a news as of now because of the organization's perspective and of the decisions and of the strategies that have been adapted at this time or during the BRICS Summit. That is the reason why BRICS Summit has come out as a something which is a groundbreaking kind of thing, or some moves have come out as a groundbreaking one this time. So, who was the host this time? Now, there is something about BRICS Summit that differs it from others, and that is that the chairmanship, as we say, of this BRICS organization moves as per the acronym. As per the acronym demoting, that is that last year the chairmanship was with Brazil or Brasilia. Then it was shifted to Russia for this year. That is, this year the chairmanship was with Russia. Next year it's going to be with India. Then it will go to China and then South Africa. And the tenure, that is a term period for which a country is a has the chairmanship, that is for 1 year. So every year the chairmanship moves ahead in the series of the acronym, right? So now when we talk about BRICS as an organization, let's have a look at the member countries. Although we have talked about it right in the beginning, but still, talking about the member organizations, it has 5 countries as its members, that being Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. The flags of the respective countries are just as shown over here, and these are the location of these countries on the world map. Now, when we see, it covers quite a major region. See, Brazil in South America, then South Africa in the African region, then India, China, and Russia. These are the 5 countries which form about 40, are a home of about 42% of the population of the world. That means that any decisions which have been taken at this summit or in this organization is going to affect a huge lot more people than the other organizations. Right now, if we talk about the formation of this, so BRICS is an organization which has been formed for the major purpose of serving the major purpose of bringing in harmony between the countries and increasing the perspectives of the country. Perspectives of the countries meaning that working of togetherness. Right now, why was this summit so important apart from the other summits? In the 11th summit, which was organized, which was held in Brasilia, in that summit, a special declaration was adopted by the BRICS countries, that was Brasilia Declaration. Right, that was important declaration because this declaration had brought in the idea of terrorism, or fighting or countering the terrorism. So in that summit, it was decided that they are going to address, or BRICS countries are going to address money laundering. That is, they're going to work against money laundering or reducing the money laundering and countering the terrorism. That is, financing the terrorist organizations or funding the terrorist organizations. So that was Brasilia Declaration, which was in the 11th BRICS Summit, and this summit was held in 2019. Right now, this year the bloc was held in Russia. So in Russia, this was the 12th BRICS Summit, and this was for the first time after about a huge term period or long term period in which India and China have been going through certain border issues. So we all know that China has been taking over Indian territories, and there have been certain issues and rough ties between India and China. So after all of that turmoil that has been going on in the border side of India and China, it is for the first time that both the leaders came face to face, or they came in front of each other, and there could be certain discussions that could be done on one side. So Russia has always been considered as one of those countries which has wanted that India and China have kind of soft relationships and have working together relationships. So this was very significant for the part that these two countries came together and the leaders had a one-on-one conversation on the border issues as well. But that is not the major highlight of this meeting. What was the major highlight was the decisions and the steps which were taken. So, first of all, we'll talk about various stands of India, China, and Russia being the major ones, and then I'm going to talk to you about the BRICS strategy which has been adopted recently. So, first of all, India aligned with the Brasilia Declaration, which I have just told you, which addresses the money laundering and addresses the financing of terrorism, and it has it has brought in a strong voice against it, that all the countries who are funding them or who are funding terrorism should stop doing that, as against a moral value that they hold. Right now, United Nations Security Council reforms are some of the things that all the countries should abide by, and India's step has been that the credibility and effectiveness of these reforms can be brought on a higher scale if the BRICS nations address to it and start working towards it, supporting it. As of COVID-19, there have been certain introductions on that part also, because BRICS countries have been hit by it, and there have been vaccines which are being developed, be it India or be it Russia. We are working towards vaccines. China is also working towards them. So, since BRICS countries is a house of 42% of the world's population, therefore, if we all work together in the recovery period, then after the COVID-19 pandemic, there have been certain changes that are going to happen. There are going to be certain ups and downs in the economy. So if this 42% of the world's population comes together in terms of trade, in terms of trading and handling each other and working together, increasing the trade, so these things are going to help all the countries which are a part of this organization, right, or this block. So that is one point that India had raised. Also, India introduced the concept which Indian Prime Minister has already introduced to the Indians, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat, or the self-reliant India. So the Prime Minister had talked about it and his value towards it, that is how he has planned on India becoming a self-reliant country and create a global value chain for itself, right? So that has been the stand of India in the whole meeting. As of China wants that China has agreed to cooperate in development of the vaccines which are being developed against the coronavirus. So it states that it is going to help in production of vaccines, in development of vaccines, and distribution of vaccines, right? Also, it has said that it is going to open the BRICS partnership towards the segment of new industrial revolution, because after COVID-19 there are going to be certain changes. So there's a Chinese city named Xiamen, in which China wants that BRICS partnership should be open towards the new industrial revolution center, which is located in Xiamen. Then China has agreed to support BRICS in the counter-terrorism strategy, which BRICS has adopted this time. So I'll be talking about this counter-terrorism strategy in the end, after we discuss about the individual viewpoints. Then it also supported the declaration which talks about the territorial integrity of Syria, Libya, and Iraq. What is the territorial integrity we are talking about? The same integrity on which India had stated that UNSC reforms and UN charter which is there, they should be adopted, they should be followed by, and they should be promoted. So these are the countries where these declaration and these pointers are not being taken into effect. So China has also shown a bit of support towards that. And that is in the context of United Nations, as I said, United Nations Security Council and United Nations Charter, right? Then Russia's stand, it highlighted the importance of establishing of Center for Development and Research of the BRICS vaccines. So now Russia wants that there should be a development and research center for BRICS nations as well, where the countries can contribute towards their functioning. Now we have all seen that in ASEAN a fund has been created, and in the neighboring countries also India had created a relief fund. So something like that, but on the research side, BRICS has proposed something of that sort, right? Now, there was a strategy which we have talked about in whole of this scenario, that being the counter terrorism strategy, right? So we have a counter terrorism strategy which has to be talked about. What is exactly? Now, when we talk about Brasilia Declaration, there was certain things about money laundering, right? They were working towards it, and financing the terrorist organizations was their primary perspective. What about this strategy? This strategy has first of all decided, according to the strategy, there is going to be implementation of the resolutions of UNSC, just as China had said, in Syria and in Iran. So these countries are the places which have been hit by the resolutions which are not being followed over there. So counterterrorism strategy is that all the rights of people should be given to the people. All the rights that the countries have should be given to those countries. That is counterterrorism strategy, because if someone is stopping those rights, that means they are spreading the terrorism. Next, broaden the counter-terrorism operations with G20 and FATF as partners. Now, BRICS is only 5 nations. Although it has 42% of the population of the world, still the forces are not that good. So to counter terrorism, if more countries come together, it's going to be more effective. So to bring that effect into force or into play, BRICS nations have decided that we'll be working with G20 and FATF, Financial Action Task Force, so that terrorism can be blocked, or it can be avoided, or it can be stopped in a funding format and other formats that are there. FATF is already fighting money laundering and terrorism, so help from that is something which we are much more expecting easily, and G20 countries are also aiming at that, so we can expect. Then counter the global threats which are based on UN Charter in various countries, and increase the information sharing about terrorist organizations as listed by UNSC. So as UNSC also states that whenever there's a terrorist organization functioning in a country or in your knowledge, it should be brought to the knowledge of other countries and organizations so that it can be fought off. So that is the idea, that it should be first of all brought into notice, because once they come into notice, that's when things can come into force and begin working on, right? So these are the goals behind which this counter-terrorism strategy has been built up, and the principles. As we read the goals, we can see that the principles are also quite clear. That is combating the terrorism, recognizing and coordinating with United Nations, and considering the member countries as a priority, because over here we are working with member countries more of it, and respecting the sovereignty of the participating nations as well, right? So this working group is going to be there, BRICS counter-terrorism working group, which will implement all of these strategies which we are seeing as the goal, that is going to be implemented by the BRICS counter-terrorism working group organization, right? So there's going to be a group which is going to function towards it. Now, India is one of those countries which have been severely hit by terrorism, especially ISIS is creating threat and stuff. So in China also there are terrorism problems that are plaguing in, right? So it is kind of something that requires a global addressal, and BRICS coming out and addressing that for the second time in its meeting now, back to back, that brings in something as a bold step towards other organizations and blocs to form something as such, or counter the terrorism with a bold step as well, right? Although there have been certain parts where we have seen that China is showing closeness towards Pakistan, and Pakistan has already been greylisted by FATF for funding terrorism, but still we can expect on certain aspects that things are going to be better, and China is going to work as per how the BRICS nations want it to work, that is fighting or countering the terrorism. Now, with this, I would want to wind up the segment over here. Thank you so much for being with us, and I hope this session was quite helpful in bringing an insight towards BRICS nations, and bringing an insight towards how this whole meeting was important for the BRICS summit. So with this, I'll be winding up. Thank you so much for being with us. Do like the video, share the video, and comment on how you like it and if you have any doubt. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day ahead.